Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Mounjaro Monday, where I talk about, of course, little updates and my progress on Mounjaro since I have started. Now today is week 7, day 1 of my journey, and I wanted to just give you an update in terms of not only my weight as of today, but also the fact that I did went ahead and got my jab actually on this side of my arm this week. But one of the interesting things about today was that my appetite suppression is so locked in, guys, that I can't even tell you that I'm feeling hunger at all. So um I was a little bit concerned about what happens when I no longer am on this particular drug. What is gonna happen? Because right now I barely eat. And as I said, being a responsible adult, you have to remind yourself of the importance of eating and taking your water. So, yeah, I'm a little bit not concerned, but a little bit wanting to know, curious. Curious is the word. I'm a little bit curious as to what's going to happen when I reach that point of maintenance when I'm no longer, wanting to take a jab or wanting to get back to some level of normalcy for whatever that looks like. Because of course, to maintain this type of lifestyle, something drastic has to happen. And say, even apart from something drastic happening, you either maintain the medications in lower dosage. So we'll see. But the surprising thing, as I mentioned, is that after 7 weeks of being on Mounjaro, initially 2.5 milligram and now 5 milligram, my appetite has been completely suppressed to the point where food doesn't even become a thing to consider. I kid you not. So, for example, today, which is the 13th of October, 2025, at approximately 6 o'clock, I have not considered food not even once today. And when I did, it was about 3 or 4 o'clock. No, 4 o'clock. It was like closer to 4 o'clock, maybe like an hour and a half ago. And I bought something to eat, and I'm looking at it right now. It's right over there, sitting right over there, looking back at me. So it just goes to show you the power of this drug, and the need to ensure that you be responsible and eat and drink your water, because otherwise your brain is not telling you that you need to. So today, as I said, is week 7, day 1, and I would have just taken my jab just now for the rest of the 7 days of this week to maintain my glucose levels, and as always to ensure that I am suppressing my appetite along the way for my 2 conditions that I'm treating, which is my diabetic status and of course my obesity status based on my BMI. But today's a little bit different because I wanted to touch on really a topic or something of the sort. Because really today is just Mounjaro Monday, where I give you an update of my journey. So before I go into that though, I started today at 184.2. So maybe another couple, maybe 1 pound or 0.8 pound loss. And that is a moment to dance and holler about, because losing 0.8 pounds don't just happen like that. And those 0.8 and 0.2 and 0.4 and 6 and those things, they add up to give you 2 and 5 and 10. So it's always great when you're losing and not gaining. But let me bring us back to the purpose of why I wanted to jump on here quickly to have this little moment with you as part of the community. So I came across a very interesting thing called contraindicators. And I heard a particular reference being made to this thing, and I thought, this may be something that the community has not spoken a lot about. We have spoken about the drug, we have spoken about the side effects, we have spoken about the ordering of the drug, who to order from, the telepharmacies that are assisting us, the coaching that we are getting, and a lot of the narrative and the conversations are actually surrounding that kind of a discussion. And very rarely, if at all, I've ever come across any vlog, any, news update or anything at all that is speaking about this this phenomena or this part of the process called contraindicators. So I thought, let me speak to it with the little knowledge that I have, and hope that you through the comments can add and help us, increase the awareness to what this may be. So as always, I'm going to put my disclaimer out there. I'm not a medical practitioner. Always tell you, I'm an attorney at law. That's all I am. So when I looked at the conversation, the very little bit of the narrative surrounding contraindicators, I came across a doctor who was speaking quite eloquently about this part of a Mounjaro journey or Mounjaro experience. And what she mentioned was that there are certain circumstances and situations where a particular drug, a particular treatment, a particular procedure, medical procedure, should not be done or used on a subset or class of persons because of the risk associated and the harm that can come as a result of, applying that drug, treatment, or procedure. And that circumstance stemmed from quite a number of, conditions, medical conditions. And one of them that resonated with me as part of this journey was severe gastrointestinal disease. Now, guys, if you have a history of that, then you may fall within this bracket of persons who the drug will or may harm. Then there are also the persons who suffer from pancreatitis. Again, guys, if you suffer from this condition and you know it's a part of your medical history, you may experience risk or harm as a result of being on Mounjaro or any one of the other GLP-1, GIP-1 treatment of the drug. Then there are also those persons who may suffer from kidney or gallbladder disease. Now, if you suffer from these conditions, you may want to stay away from this drug as well, because again, you fall within that specific circumstance or condition or situation that may harm you because of the contraindicators. And finally, glucose persons or insulin resistant persons who actually take insulin to control their diabetic status. Now, not the type 1 that are using like myself, but those who are actually taking insulin. They may be a part of this group or classifications of persons that need to stay away from the drug. Now, again, I will put that disclaimer out there. I'm not a medical doctor. So just to be certain, you may need to just run this by your doctor to say, hey, I heard something about contraindicators. Please tell me what it is. I have these conditions. Will I qualify? Should I stay away from the drug? Will it bring me any harm or any additional risk? And that may spark some, discussions for your doctor to address with you. So guys, thank you. That's what I wanted to jump on here to discuss with you. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. As I said, this is my Mounjaro Monday, my jab day. Took my jab and I am feeling great. Side effects, no longer an issue. No longer have to report on the side effects as far as week 7 is concerned. But as always, I welcome the comments. Always ask you to subscribe, like, and share, and help this conversation to keep going and the community to keep growing. Take care, guys, until I see you next time, where we talk about the actual new designed pens. Yes, we no longer have to deal with the multiple pens for the month. We now have a new design pen that allows us to have all our dosage in one go. So, see you next time when we discuss that. Take care as always and have a happy Mounjaro Monday. Bye.